Welcome to Vegas Live. I'm Ninon, and we have a fabulous guest, and he's got a wonderful name, by the way, and it took me a little while to kind of understand it. His name is Jim Goings. Did I get it right this time?
Yes, Jim
I did.
Goings, that's correct.
I got it right, because I said, are we coming or going? I wasn't quite sure what we were doing, but anyway, we are Goings. Good to have you on the show.
Thank you very much.
Actually, you work for an abuse organization.
Sure.
The reason he works for an abuse organization is because he actually was in the business of drugs. And I don't mean selling them, I mean taking them. You were actually...
Gambling addiction, yes.
Oh, gambling and
Yes,
drugs?
just gambling, yes.
Oh, so he didn't get... Well, just as bad, isn't it?
Yes, absolutely.
I mean, they kind of go hand in hand.
Yes.
Now, he happens to be, you know, we do the show out of Vegas, so he happens to be in Vegas, which is the greatest place to gamble in the entire world. I mean, everybody gambles here. Everybody comes here to gamble. Not Jim. Jim's come here not to gamble.
Right.
And I don't know why you would put yourself into a place trying to get rid of your addiction, but he actually did get rid of his addiction, and now you're trying to help people in Vegas.
Yes, absolutely.
And I don't know how he's going to succeed with this, but let's try and find out.
Sure.
Jim,
Thank you.
How's it going?
It's going well. I'm glad to be here, and I'm excited to share my story with you.
And you've only been here for a couple of months or so?
Yeah, we moved here Memorial Day of 2015.
2015, so he
year.
hasn't been here for that long. And how are you kind of shifting into the way of Vegas life?
Oh, it's been fantastic. Everybody's been friendly. The job that I got when I moved here, everybody's great. I'm here with a couple other friends that have moved out here with us to start a new church, and we've been busy getting to meet everybody and learning what's going on in the area, and everybody's been fantastic.
Isn't
We
that
love Las
amazing?
Vegas.
So it's very funny to listen to this, because Vegas is, you know, the sin city of the world, and everybody comes out to gamble and do everything they shouldn't do or should do or whatever their choice is. And you're both with your friend as well, Russ.
Yes.
And he's actually opening up a church and wants to open up a church, so he wants to try to help the people in the sort of the religious arena.
Yes.
And then you want to help people to sort of, are you going to try to help people not to gamble, or just to sort of curve it a little?
I'm open to whatever doors of opportunity are available. I mean, my story was I learned that I couldn't gamble at all. For many people, they can gamble a little bit. They don't have to stop gambling completely. And I just want to be available to help people that
The addiction.
have had problems in their life from any addictions.
Now let's go back into your where you started.
Sure.
When did you start gambling?
Sure. Shortly after high school and early in college, I got involved in gambling, and I started betting on professional sports through
Who
online
got
sports
you
books.
involved in that? Was it of your friends, or you know? Because
Sure.
usually, you know, you have your own choice. You can do what you want, and your choice was to follow what they were doing.
Sure.
Was that your choice? Or are you going to blame them or blame you?
No, I'm blaming myself.
that's
Growing up, I gambled a little bit here and there, and when you're growing up, you don't think much about it. If you're gambling on cards, you're gambling on basketball, little things here and there, you don't realize how distorted your view of money is. And it's a way to make quick money, way to make easy money, easy come, easy go. You know, sometimes your parents give you money, so you're not really losing your own money. But
That's cool, isn't it? Hey, Dad, I want to go out and do some gambling. I want to bet on the football game.
Sure.
Did he say yes?
No, my parents did not know what I was doing. So no, I was never honest
So you didn't
about my
tell,
choices.
you weren't telling them what you were doing with the money they were giving you. So what would you say to them?
Actually,
I needed new shoes. I needed new.
No, for the most part, I never really needed extra money until I got into college, and unfortunately, being away from school, being away from my parents, they were sending me money for rent, and so I started using my rent money to send in.
Guess what? Rent never got paid.
Not my rent or my roommate's rent, unfortunately. So they trusted
This was
me.
a community thing that you were doing.
Unfortunately. Yeah.
Unfortunately. And then you sort of, how long were you in drugs?
Well, I was gambling for a number of years, and ultimately, in 1999, as a result of trying to support my gambling addiction, I was arrested, and I had to face charges of forgery, fraud, and theft by deception, looking at 16 years in prison in the year 2000. And ironically, this month of this year is when I would have gotten out of prison.
You would have gotten out of prison. So
Yeah.
of wouldn't gotten out of prison, we're going to take a short break, and we're going to come back and find out how he on earth landed in Vegas after what he's been doing with gambling. We will be right back. Very good. Welcome back to Vegas Live, and I have Jim back with me, and we've been telling me his story on his addiction on gambling. We are all addicted to something, and it seems to be gambling and drinking and drugs. You know, obviously these sort of things are really not really good for you as a person. As a choice, it's not good. But you were able to get out of it, and as he said on before the break, he would have been coming out of prison now. I'm going to find out now, why did you not go to prison?
Sure.
Who did you know? He knew someone.
Looking back on it now, I believe that that God certainly was protecting me from that sentence. He provided a way for me to receive probation and basically to pay back full restitution of thousands of dollars that I'd stolen to support my gambling addiction. And unfortunately, because I didn't receive any treatment in between the years of 2000 and 2002, I continued gambling and I continued to do the things that I was doing.
You were not supposed to be doing. You could have landed back up in jail again.
Sure, even having caught a huge
That was
break.
a gamble in itself.
Yeah, gigantic gamble, yes.
That really was. So you escaped that one as well.
I
You're
just
a
didn't
pretty
get,
lucky guy.
I just didn't get
I'm
caught.
going to follow you
Right.
around. So they decided that you. And so, what was the thing that stopped you from that you suddenly realized, okay, I got to cut this?
Sure. In 2002, in the very beginning of that year, my father came home one day and said that he was moving down south and that would make me homeless because I had been kicked out of mom's house, my dad's house, back and forth multiple times because I just couldn't stop doing what I was doing. And I entered into a program called Team, which is a faith-based long-term treatment program. Basically, their philosophy is to learn how to stop controlling issues by way of learning about God and what God has planned for.
And you were ready for
my
that.
life.
You decided that
Absolutely.
this is. No, you're saying absolutely because you've been in the opposite place.
Yes.
And you just absolutely decided to listen to His word and what He had in store for you, and also to actually save you from going to jail. Did you know that?
Not at the time. Looking back on it, I can see
The picture?
time after time that provided a way out during times that could have went or
Serious.
yes, disastrous.
Big jail.
Yes, absolutely.
So now we're moving all the way over to Vegas right now. So you come out to Vegas. You do not have a job,
I currently have a job.
but didn't have one when you came
All right,
out.
no.
Hey, didn't have a job when you came so fast.
One of the ways that we were trying to test whether it was God's plan for us to come out to Las Vegas was to apply for jobs, see if anybody could read my resume and my history and what I've been through, and would be a good fit for their company. And surely there was a gentleman by the name of Dr. McAnderson for A Better Today Recovery Services here in Las Vegas. Gave me a call and just to make sure he knew that I'm applying for a job on the side of the country, but at the same time, really my resume and wanted to talk, and that began beautiful friendships. To know one another and really getting to see if I would be a good fit for their company.
And are you?
It's great. I've been
How are you
with them.
getting on with him? Okay.
Yeah, fantastic.
Does he know like in person? I mean, you know.
Yeah, slowly but surely.
He knew you
Yeah.
from a phone call.
Yes, yeah, we hit it off great. He was originally from the East Coast.
Really?
We had that in common. He moved here with his family, so
So he understood what the procedure was and what you're going through and everything else. Gave you that break. So actually, you got an incredible break. What did you say? He got it for you.
that's right.
He did. So what message would you like to give the younger generation?
Sure, my message is life offers many more freedoms, much more joy, much more opportunity outside the realms of drinking, drugs, available if you're interested to talk about opportunities. And there's people out there that are because they've walked their shoes.
And what is the name of your place where you come to?
It's on West Sahara.
Amazing. Amazing stuff from Jim. We're all following his footsteps. Hopefully we'll be right back with Vegas Live.